I was on the Steve Harvey show, and Steve Harvey, who will bring in at 5:45 and get records straight the truth makes an incredible satire extraordinary, is assuming that 100 individuals talk while you talking, are you offering something else than them individuals are saying no sense. In such a case that you are then you merit an extraordinary. With regards to focusing a light on the secret side of Hollywood, nobody shows improvement over Feline Williams is a skill for utilizing parody to uncover reality. With regards to what truly happens in the background, however, not every person is as acquainted with him as they are with the popular Steve Harvey. We, as a whole, realize Steve is the ideal family man, continuously offering guidance and directing with a hilarious touch. Yet imagine a scenario where I let you know that there's something else to him. Besides what might be immediately obvious, imagine a scenario in which his public persona is only a concealment for his skeletons in the closet. Well, today is the day when Katt Williams spills the tea and uncovered reality with regards to Steve Harvey. So you're presumably considering what Feline needs to say about Steve. Might well stick around in light of the fact that this tattle is too delicious to even consider passing up. Prepare for the uncover to be completely forthright with you, Frankie. I had hardly any familiarity with this idea when the advertiser educated me in October. I killed it, since that ain't the way I've at any point advanced this show. You realize I've forever been on visit with for certain genuine beastman. With the Lords, you realize I've been in front of an audience with said DL and Bernie Matcintosh. Simultaneously, it's forever been a fellowship. You understand what I mean. We're going around here to get individuals the best show we can give them. And that is the manner in which we've generally advanced satire shows now. You know, to transform this into some sort of little hamburger. I ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't the way I do now. You realize I haven't heard all of the YouTubes. And I done heard every one of the meetings and all like that. Yet that ain't got nothing to do with me. You realize you need to sell a ticket like that. Take yourself out. You've sold out shows. You both have had enormous entryway receipts. You've sold out shows around here for a really long time high. And it won't be the same this evening. And I ain't never sold them out saying I was superior to this one. Or that when I just come in here, I'm continuously stumbling. So this evening is the joke I will do, how I've been completing 20 years. Currently, we should jump into the thrilling universe of satire fights between Katt Williams and Steve Harvey. These two well-known humorists have had a few serious conflicts starting around 2008. And this moment, how about we return an opportunity to where everything began, everything started, when Katt Williams freely tested Steve Harvey, guaranteeing that he could depose Harvey as the ruler of satire during a forthcoming New Year's Eve show. They were both featuring only days before the presentation. Steve Harvey showed up on Jamie Foxx's public broadcast and referenced that he had intended to pursue the more respectable option and disregard Williams' test. Before the confrontation, Jamie Foxx played a recording of Williams slating Harvey. Feline's words indicated the impending conflict, saying, "I need to apologize ahead of time for what might be said abouts to occur, yet when you step on that stage. Steve, your time as the Lord of Satire is over. Ability normally tracks down its own level, my companion. So prepare. You could require a group of journalists, perhaps 6 or 7 of them, to try and have a potential for success." Profound Harvey, at that point, brings in and says he's perplexed by the entire situation. "I've forever been cool with Feline," he said in a meeting that back in La, "I didn't have the foggiest idea who you was." Harvey informed Fox and Group. "I mean, comprehend, I didn't have the foggiest idea who he was. The point at which I was on the radio in La, he wasn't in no films or anything. And the sibling was simply not that. Realized he was discussing me in the clubs. And I just asked on the radio whoever Katt Williams is to call me. He called me. We fixed it. We became companions. We've been cool from that point onward." So I thought, yet when the huge night showed up, Katt Williams showed up ready to brawl, conveying punches focused on Harvey's satire notoriety. And surprisingly, his garments and hair tending to the groove Katt Williams said, "How about we surrender it for Steve Harvey? He's downright mind-blowing. Yet he's not prepared to confront what I bring to the table in any capacity. You see, Katt Williams didn't begin his vocation with distinction and fortune gave to him, with a royal flair he needed to fabricate his comedic realm. Without any preparation, beginning in Avondale, Cincinnati, he sharpened his art by framing stand-up satire in different settings the nation over, from the vivacious roads of Oklahoma to the lively phases of Oakland feline, boldly conveyed his routine, culminating his special style en route. Yet it was in the searing summer of 1999 that destiny looked favorably on Katt Williams. He got a significant forward leap by winning the lofty Cedric the Performer's Anheuser-Busch Best Los Angeles Comics. Grant this honor moved him into the spotlight, opening ways to valuable open doors, beforehand unbelievable. In 2002, the electric crowds with his remarkable depiction of Cash Mike in the hit movie Friday After Next. And we should not fail to remember his spellbinding appearances as a customary visitor on Scratch Cannon's ridiculously famous TV program Wild. And out now, how about we shift our concentration to the eminent Steve Harvey? He's generally perceived as the embodiment of a dedicated family man, continuously putting his friends and family first. Yet, as per Katt Williams, there's a secret side to Steve that he needs to uncover. Feline cases that Harvey is just a misrepresentation disguising behind a painstakingly built veneer for a really long time, as per feline feelings about Steve's comedic ability, radically relying upon who you request. Some hail him as the best comic from our time, while others excuse him as a comic who neglects to evoke chuckling. A captivating inconsistency beseeches us to dig further into the records of the people who have voiced their reactions against Steve Harvey. While he might seem to be a decent man to the public, his staff has something else altogether to advise. After all, who better to reveal insight into the genuine person of an individual than the individuals who work intimately with him? As of late, a spilled reminder uncovered Steve's supposed brutal therapy towards his staff. The update read, "Don't come to my changing area. Except if welcomed. Don't move toward me while I'm in the cosmetic seat. Except if I request to talk with you straightforwardly. Don't dislike the better approach for carrying on with work. It is to bring about some benefit for my own life and happiness." These words portray a man who may not be as lovely in the background as he shows up on camera. Yet this isn't whenever Steve's conduct first has drawn in media consideration. Back in January 2017, his television show ignited contention with a section that ridiculed Asian men, and we should not fail to remember the late spring of 2015, when he set Twitter burning with a homophobic tirade during one of his shows. These episodes uncover a side of Steve Harvey that is a long way from the picture he presents to the world, and we should not fail to remember the well-established bits of gossip encompassing Steve Harvey and his therapy of his own kids. There have been rumors that he ignores his natural children while showing preference towards his embraced girl Lori. Yet what adds an additional layer of interest to this story is the allegation of being frightful to his youngsters. And amazingly, the supposed casualty is Steve's own organic child, Winton. As per police reports, Winton experienced actual abuse.